I wasn't ready for this map whatsoever, dude. I normally try to go for like a triple collat right off the rip. So for today's video, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different, alright? I'm gonna try my best to not rage out as much as I have been recently, even though that is just a part of who I am. I get really genuinely pissed off at this game. I'm gonna be doing my best to not get extremely pissed off throughout this entire video, alright? So yeah, we're about a week into Modern Warfare. Yesterday was Halloween, so I hope you guys had a really good time. I hope you guys had really fun getting candy. If you guys are that age to go out and get candy. To be honest, really everybody's the age of getting candy, alright? I think I'm actually getting sick or have some really bad allergies right now because I just look tired, and then on top of that, like, my nasal passage is just stuffed as shit. So yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing Halloween. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope you guys were safe at least. If you went out and got drinks, you got into a vehicle with somebody that could drive you home that wasn't under the influence and stuff. I mean, personally, I really didn't do anything for Halloween, alright? I went out and got some candy in my neighborhood, and then I pretty much just sat here, streamed for a little bit. That was really about it for my night, alright? Until I basically woke up my entire neighborhood because of, this. I hate this game! But you know how it goes. After every single Halloween, man, November 1st comes rolling around, and that's not a good time to be a guy, alright? When No Nut November starts, or No Shave November, or No Whatever November. No Nut November is probably like the worst thing about November, alright? That's like the worst thing about November. There's also No Shave November. It happens every year, and I swear some people kind of look forward to like the No Nut November, the No Shave November shit. Pretty much a lot of people are kind of like, alright, you know what? I get to personally challenge myself and my urges to shave my face, or, you know, baseball bat my meat, you know what I mean? Like, I just, if you guys are participating in No Shave November, No Nut November, No Whatever November, I hope you guys succeed, alright? I hope you guys just hit your limit and hit your goal, and then you could do whatever you want in December, alright? But anyway, for today's video, I think I'm just gonna be running around with the MK2. I've wanted to make a video on this weapon. I did during the beta. This thing was beast while it was in the beta. Now, with it being outside of the beta and in the full game with all these attachments and shit, this thing is just god tier. The only thing that this gun even suffers from, even a little bit, is just the range. It doesn't have very good range when it comes to it, but it's so fast, it's so quick. This thing is kind of like an Outlaw V2. I swear, every lobby that I get into Piccadilly, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Piccadilly was great for like the first 3 days of the launch. After that, it's just gone downhill real fast. I don't really think that Piccadilly is the worst map in the game, but it's definitely got some flaws, okay? The way people play this game in general is just odd. I've gotten a lot of comments from you guys just saying that every map in this game is dog shit. They're all trash. The gameplay is really good. The weapons are really good. The game is fun at times, but the maps are the one thing that hold this game back. Obviously, yeah, the maps in this game are not very good. Still working on the platinum camo grind just because I really haven't gotten anywhere. I didn't really play all that much yesterday. I streamed for like 2 hours. Other than that, I really just didn't play the game. One thing with the MK2 is it's probably the fastest sniper or like DMR in the game. It has the fastest scope and speed. This shit is actually busted as fuck when you can get into a crowd of other people and you can just pop your shots off left and right. Dude, this map would be so good for 10v10. I mean, what map in this game wouldn't be good for 10v10 or like 12v12 or some shit? I actually didn't even notice that I was level 80. I thought I was like level 72 or some shit. In older Call of Duties, you had like the prestige system, so you always kind of knew that you were prestiging and shit, so you were always trying to prestige to max prestige. You kind of actually forget that you're leveling up, or at least I do all the time. I know that we have these badges or ribbons or whatever they're called over here. I know once you complete 10 of them, you get like an animated emblem or some shit like that. Enemy. This ain't Black Ops 4. This hit detection ain't that bad. I swear, bro, this game is one of the most bustedest Call of Duties I've ever played. Wait, did this guy hear me running? The footsteps in this game gotta get toned down a little bit. I like to run tac insertion just because I can spawn kind of wherever I want. I'm gonna start running dead silence on my classes just because I don't want people to hear me all the time while I'm trying to like rush around corners and shit. I know in every year they talk about like a crutch perk in a Call of Duty or something like that. Like Ghost right now is definitely a crutch perk. There is nothing better in that slot. I mean, currently right now there is nothing better in that perk 2 system than Ghost.
Enemy controls 2 objectives. They're gaining ground.
They're gaining ground, all right. They're already gonna win. This game's over. She's like, they're gaining ground like we had the victory in hands or something like that. Like we were winning by a shit ton. I don't think we were winning at all that entire game. I definitely think that dead silence needs to be in like the perk 2 system. It definitely needs to be a perk instead of like a field upgrade. I don't know why they took that perk out. Dead silence has always been a perk in every Call of Duty game, or most of the Call of Duty games anyway. I definitely understand like the deployable shield and like the resupply for ammo and shit and some of the other little things that they got going on. I even completely understand using the tac insertion as like a field upgrade. I'm perfectly fine with that. The fact that someone can actually hear me from the point that I spawn in across the fucking map is just dumb, alright? I guess right right now they are fixing stuff for this. I know they're fixing some like the footstep issues, the claymore issues. Claymores are dumb broken in this game. Pretty much run EOD on every single one of my classes along with battle hardened, and yet it doesn't do shit against claymores for some reason. Sometimes it does, sometimes it won't, and it feels just broken as shit sometimes. Guess they are working on like a brand new overhaul that'll come out in like November or late November, later this month and stuff. These are the lobbies that I just fear joining. Infinity Ward, stop throwing me in games where we're losing by like 60 points. I don't want anything to do with it. I will leave every single time. Just put me in a brand new fresh lobby. If the lobby's close, you know, I'll stick it out if it's on a good map that I like. I don't really know what they're gonna do for changes in this game. I don't really know what they mean by a huge overhaul or whatever, but I know that there's some good changes coming around later this month or at the end of the month. I'm excited to see what they got going on because this game, man, it needs some help. I mean, we're only in the first week. Yesterday was the end of the very first week of this game being out, and yet people fucking hate the shit out of this game. People act like this game's been out for a whole entire year at this point. I'm just gonna keep making videos on this game and keep playing it in my free time, but I swear, dude, sometimes I just want to go back to like MW3 days. That's what I'm saying, dude. When you can snap on with this gun, it's fucking broken. It is so clean. It's so good. I mean, shotguns feel busted as fuck in this game as well. I mean, they're really good. The Olympia in this game, I don't want to say that it needs a nerf because, I mean, it's kind of fucked up low-key, but at the same time, it's a shotgun. It deserves to be extremely good. If I don't get these many hit markers, we're popping off shots, boys. We are just going straight to town on the boogie list of hitting clips, alright? So yeah, if you guys want to have some good-ass gameplay, I know that sniping in this game is definitely a struggle right now, and you unlock this weapon at like level 14, 15 maybe. If you guys are struggling using the AX50, if you guys are struggling using really any sniper at the moment, use this thing, man. Run around with the MK2. I know that this shit is a little scummy, and you're probably gonna get a couple people really pissed off at you and shit. It's just so much fun to use. You feel a little bit more free in your shot. Plus, on top of that, there's a shit ton of attachments for it, so you kind of have any style that you want while using this thing. There was a quad feed. Dude, son of a bitch. This right here was probably one of the best lobbies that I was in. Nobody was really camping a whole lot. Everybody was pushing B. When you could get lobbies like this game is fucking awesome. This game is so good. Even the kills on my team, we all dropped 20 kills except for one kid. And even on their team, that's a good lobby. That's a lobby experience that I think everybody should encounter in this game. I think once you get into a lobby like that, you really feel good. There's so many clip opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities to get a lot of kills. There's people moving everywhere. Those are the best lobbies. Then you get into like some of these really shitty fucking maps that you gotta deal with it. I think Gunrunner is definitely probably the best map in the game. I would definitely say that it's probably either top 3 or the best. Piccadilly is kind of decent at times, and I think any map in this game really could be decent at times. Bro, you have every single objective in this game, yet you decide to hide behind this shit. That's just the only downfall with the MK2 is just not very good long range. I would probably end up running like a swap class. I'm not right now just because I'm really focusing on the MK2 and trying to get these camo challenges done. I'd run like a swap class with the AX50. What? Yo, this thing's got mad range. Now I can see why people want this shit nerfed. That thing's got some dumb mad range. I think that some of these maps would be a lot better if they didn't have some of these like upper story buildings and shit. If you just completely wiped it out where you couldn't go in there anymore, some of the flow of these maps could be a little bit better, I think. Maybe, I don't really know. I mean, you don't really see a whole lot of people camping around corners as much anymore. You really just see them camping in 2-story buildings, just waiting in windows and shit. So yeah, I'm really excited about the changes that they're gonna bring to this game, or this new overhaul or whatever. Recently, I haven't played on very many of the other maps just because I've been playing this 6v6 game mode. I have EOD on. I shouldn't die by a fucking claymore. And if this shit blew up with his head ass sitting right next to it, he should die. I'm running EOD. What the fuck does EOD and Battle Hardened actually do? When you get hit by stuns, you're still pretty stunned out. When you get blown up by C4, you're still using EOD. So what is the point of actually using those fucking things if they don't even help you at all? They don't do shit. EOD does not do a single fucking thing. Those infinite swaps, man, they're so much fun to hit. I really wish there was something right there that would have stayed on, like at least a split quad feed or something like that. If you guys want a class setup for the MK2, I'll show you a little class setup. I'll show you like some of my settings and where my sensitivity is at and shit like that. I don't really put a different barrel on it. I don't put a different muzzle on it. Run laser sight on every sniper. It doesn't matter what it is. It just makes you ADS a little bit quicker, so I always run it. You can really mess around with the scopes and the type of optics that you like. I run the sniper scope. Sometimes I run a couple of different ones. Sometimes I run the VLK3 optic scope. For the stocks, you're just going to want to pick any stock that makes you ADS faster. I think there's only one stock. It's this stock right here, the FFS. And then for every sniper in this game, you want to run stippled grip tape. It just makes you ADS a lot faster. Every sniper has stippled grip tape. Other than the HDR, I think the HDR doesn't have stippled grip tape, or maybe it does. That's kind of what you want to run. Right now, I'm running sleight of hand just because I like being able to load my gun a lot quicker, especially with this thing. I'm always going extremely fast paced, or I want to get into the action again. Technically can run focus. It's flinch resistance. You're definitely going to want to hit those shots when you're getting shot at. You can run any secondary you want, any perks really. If you guys are just getting the game or you're struggling with sniping and you want to snipe but you're trying to grind through all these levels to get to the AX50, honestly just run the MK2. It's so good. Once you start to get the attachments for it, you'll have a blast while playing. I run 15 cents. Sometimes I go up to 16. It really just depends on the day and how I'm feeling, but I really just stick around 15 and 16. Eventually throughout the year I'll probably end up upping my sensitivity once I get more comfortable with this game. Now this is really up to your preference of what you like. If you're scoping in and kind of over dragging people, or if you're just kind of like scoping in and then you drag off right away, kind of like what I do sometimes. I just really mess with these two every once in a while. I mean, you can kind of just leave them how they normally are and not really mess with them. I have no idea what this aim response curve type is, so I don't really touch it. I don't really mess with it. I just leave it on standard. Aim assist is at precision. I was running standard for a little bit, but I left it on precision. Pretty much everything else is on default. The audio, I use home theater. If you have a really nice headset, you can use home theater and it just makes the game so much louder. You'll be able to hear people across the fucking map. Other than that, I kind of keep everything the exact same, so nothing really changes a whole lot. But anyway, that's kind of like what my settings are. That's a really good class to use for the MK2 if you want to pop off your shots. If you're trying to up your sensitivity and get better with your sensitivity, run around in a bot lobby for a little bit. Probably throw on like 200 score, play on like one of the really smaller maps like the gunfight maps, and then run around with like 6 enemy bots and just kind of warm up your shot a little bit. If you're a sniper and you run around like to be aggressive, it is good to warm up your shot before you actually start grinding and shit like that. I think the MK2 is probably like the second best sniper in this game, if it's not the first best sniper in this game, alright? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys feel like it. Hope the rest of your day is the absolute best of your day, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. We've gained a shit ton of subscribers in like the past couple of days. I just can't thank you guys enough, man. It really means a whole lot to me with you guys commenting, leaving likes, you know, subscribing and stuff. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, peace, my blood, bye.